Yo, we lit. Need the gas, man. Hey, man. I saw it, Water flip like Lil Wayne. You already know what the fuck is going on. Had to turn off the AC real quick. It's too lit in here. It's too lit in here. All right, let's tap in. When I'm riding through my city. Yeah. You already know what's good, man. It's Crash Out Economics. We lit in the flesh. We got some crazy news going on right now. Trump essentially just lost his rape case in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, they issued him they had three major rulings today. They issued 2 losses for him and 1 win. I never actually got to see what the actual win was until I'm about to be blind and seeing what the win is, because I was researching the other 2 situations that happened. Essentially, he lost his case that said he was investigating E Jean Carroll and was trying to say that she committed fraud or perjury while in his rape case, his civilly liable rape case that he lost previously. And it just came out that he got an unfavorable ruling right now, which we're going to get into. And then he also got a second unfavorable ruling when it comes to vote by mail, where it was trying to allow vote by mail to states to stop votes that come after the election day, which, defeats a lot of the purpose of vote by mail. And then we got Stephen A. Smith going crazy, youth pastor basically staging an execution in the in a kid's Sunday school. It's a lot of crazy ass shit. I just don't even know how to explain it. We're gonna get into it right now though. 1 second. Gotta get that out of frame for when we post this on motherfucking on Instagram if we post a clip. So let's get into this right now, man. You already know what's going on. I guess we should probably start with the Iran war news, right? I don't know though. Seems like the US, let's see what's up.
Another round of fresh attacks between the U.S. and Iran is putting more pressure on the 2-week-old fragile ceasefire between the 2 countries. Late Saturday, the U.S. launched 10 new
How on earth this is still called a ceasefire is beyond
strikes
me,
on
honestly.
Iranian military targets in
new
or
strikes,
near
yeah,
the
it's
Strait of
still a
Hormuz.
ceasefire.
U.S. Central Command said the strikes hit Iran's military infrastructure, air defense sites, and drone storage facilities. Iran retaliated by launching missiles and drones against U.S. facilities in Bahrain and Kuwait. Bahrain's government shared these images of a residential building it says was damaged in that Iranian strike.
Let's go now to CNN's Paul Hancock, who's following developments from Abu Dhabi. Paul, it's good to see you. What else, I should ask, are officials from the White House saying after this exchange of fire over the weekend?
Yeah, let's see what they're saying.
Well, Polo, it really was one of the most serious escalations in violence that we've seen between the US and Iran since that memorandum of understanding was signed. It appears now, though, that...
the memorandum of understanding was signed, but we're still bombing them. So it's like, it's just kind of embarrassing at
the
this
US
point.
is certainly pulling back. They say that both sides are pulling back, but we are yet to hear from Iran suggesting that talks can continue in Doha on Tuesday. So I'll read you part of what one US official has told us, saying, quote, "Nothing has been cancelled. Technical talks regarding the implementation of the MOU, the memorandum, are on track for the coming days as planned."
Yeah, apparently the status of talks, nothing has been canceled. Technical talks regarding the implementation of the MOU are on track, even though we're still bombing them. I think we stopped last night, but as of yesterday morning Iran time, we were
and
bombing the
deconfliction
shit out of
channels
them.
are up
And they were
and
bombing
running after the
Bahrain.
Lake Lucerne summit. That was the summit just about 10 days ago now, where the US Vice President J.D. Vance was there. So as far as the US is concerned, the talks are on track, which we could see this week. But we certainly saw a significant amount of tit-for-tat attacks between the US and Iran. We saw attacks from Iran as well on what they said was US military targets in the region. We did see, for example, a residential building that had severe damage in Bahrain. We know in Kuwait they were also having to intercept missiles and drones. So it was a significant escalation over recent days. The main sticking point, it appeared to be, from Thursday was when the US claimed that Iran had targeted a vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. We have seen that the numbers of vessels trying to transit that.
Dude, this is literally in Bahrain. This is like a apartment complex, and they're trying to say that like U.S. soldiers are not injured at all. When they're not staying at the bases anymore, they're staying at these apartment complexes. I don't know how.
A very crucial area of water have been severely lessened because of the concerns of this escalation. In fact, Saturday there were 28 vessels. Sunday, just a dozen vessels. Compare that to last Wednesday, when there were more than 70. So it's certainly having a knock-on effect there. We also have been hearing from people in Iran
couple days, and then now it seems like it's going back up like super
about
fast.
what they think about the situation at this point. Let's listen.
My belief is that they should never have halted. Even if there is a pause now, it is undoubtedly a political posture, and we will soon see renewed attacks. The scale and levels are not predictable, but they will certainly continue.
In my view, it should be firmer than before. It should be done in a way that teaches them a lesson, so they do not allow themselves to come back and repeat the same actions.
And the other key sticking point, of course,
the only way for this to really stop is for them to get a nuclear weapon. Because even like, what's to say if we sign a memorandum of understanding and actually go about doing anything, now that the oil market isn't directly as affected by this, Trump has no real reason to stop, besides like obviously US troops dying and stuff like that. But like, why exactly would he stop though if he's a complete lunatic and on dementia? The only time he considered stopping is actually when the markets are affected, hence why they actually attack on like weekends and shit like that. But
Lebanon, we're hearing from Iran that they are calling for a full Israeli withdrawal from Lebanon, something which Israel says it will not do.
Talks in general over Iran's nuclear program are really up in the air.
Yo, this dude looks like a straight up Grinch character.
And being tested following this fresh round of strikes. Where would you say things are today?
Terrible.
Well, Kate, I think we have an agreement to keep the Strait open as a gateway to eventually getting to nuclear talks, to your point. And I think we're still kind of at phase one of what does this agreement mean. And if I had to summarize what happened in the last 72, 96 hours, there's a principle, the Iranians especially hold it, you talk and you fight. And what we saw here this weekend was
what would you say that we do? We just bomb shit.
Iran reads this MOU on the Strait of Hormuz to say, we say what happens in the Strait of Hormuz. Yes, ships will go through, but
yeah,
we...
essentially, same shit that's been going on. There was supposedly supposed to be a pause after the weekend. I guess we came out today and then we decided to do a pause.
Days of conflict, we're seeing efforts to try to get those US-Iran talks back on track. President Trump just posting, Iran has requested a meeting. It will take place tomorrow in Doha, but Iran's...
Oh yeah, they have a Doha meeting and he's so excited.
Deputy Foreign Minister downplaying those reports of a meeting, saying it is not confirmed.
Never mind.
This morning, the US and Iran appear to have pressed pause after a weekend.
They literally just did this on the weekend because the markets are closed, and Trump's trying to make the oil prices go down by saying that there's an actual meeting on Monday without it, a meeting either today or tomorrow without anything actually like on the Iranian side saying that it's true.
Of escalating strikes. US Central Command releasing grainy videos saying it hit Iranian missile and drone storage sites and radar locations. President Trump had vowed to respond after Iran hit a ship trying to pass through the Strait of Hormuz outside Iranian waters Thursday.
You're going to find out.
The US hitting multiple Iranian targets on Friday and Saturday nights, less than a week after Vice President J.D. Vance in Switzerland declared he'd agreed a deconfliction deal with Tehran.
This makes J.D. Vance look so bad because he's the person that's in charge of this still, and he's the one that's been getting all these deals, in quotations, and the deals don't even actually be working out or coming into fruition at all. It just makes him look terrible, but you know, you can convince these MAGA troglodytes that he's working very hard. He's working tirelessly hard on a ceasefire right now.
Iran responding by targeting another ship, as well as Bahrain and Kuwait, with its military releasing this footage, though it's impossible for NBC News to independently verify when it was filmed. Just days after US Secretary of State Marco Rubio had visited those countries in a show of support.
Damn, he visited? Iran has like the capability to do something crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. What's up? We lit. We looking at this quick Iran and US military strikes update.
Trump writing in part, they're making a point when we will be forced to complete.
But speaking of Truth Social, because he's talking on Truth Social, I gotta tap in because I feel like we gotta daily tap in with his Truth Social post because these shits are crazy. And in doing so, we gotta talk about the giant elephant in the room, and that's his Supreme Court case where the Supreme Court essentially called him civilly liable. He's civilly liable as a rapist. Okay, so this is his version of events. Surprisingly, the Supreme Court declined to review a fake case brought against me by a woman I never met, decades old celebrity photo line, standing with her husband does not count. Yo, I will continue to fight against this weaponization in lawfare case against me, even though you control everything, including the ridiculous claim of defamation with all my power and strength. This case really against the United States of America. So he's saying his rape case is actually against the United States of America. He's putting it on all of y'all that you guys are in there with him. And it all stands for and should never be allowed to happen to another president or candidate to be. Wait, what the fuck? New York State created a law for an instant speck of time going back many decades in order to wrongfully nab me. It was tailor-made, and this injustice cannot be allowed to stand. Bro, we saw the tapes that said where you said grab him right by the private parts. And then he's trying to say that he's not civilly liably a rapist, man. But let's get into actually what happened today with the Supreme Court, because it's not looking good. They issued a bunch of different opinions today. I think 3. And let's just get an overview of what
Supreme
happened.
Court handed down two key decisions on presidential power and the firing of people.
I think this video might be an hour old because it's 3 now.
From government agencies. Justices ruled that President Trump does not have the constitutional authority to fire Lisa Cook.
This is his original rape case. I swear every year. Yeah. That's because this is the same one, but he was trying to fight it. He was trying to he was essentially trying to get the case, he lost his first rape case, civil trial, because civil takes you can't get as much proof on a actual criminal conviction this far out, but he lost his original rape case against E Jean Carroll, where they said that he raped her in the Bergdorf Goodman. Is that what the fuck that shit? Basically like a Bloomingdale's dressing room, essentially. And when he lost that case, he came out this year and was trying to say that she lied and trying to find some proof of her perjury with the DOJ. And as a means to, even though it had nothing to do with the actual facts in the trial, he was just trying to get a W to say that, look, she's lying. And the Supreme Court didn't even fall for that either. But on top of that, they issued another statement too, saying that he can't fire someone in the Fed.
A governor from the Federal Reserve Board.
But the court backed the president's power to terminate Rebecca Slaughter, a Democratic appointee to the Federal Trade Commission.
But they did allow her to fire this Democrat appointee to the Trade
ruling
Commission,
grants more presidential power over federal agencies that are considered independent. It overturns 90 years of precedent.
This is for the FTC commissioner. Yo, we cooked. There's about to be some crazy. They're kind of standing up. They're standing up for, because I don't know why they stood up against him for the rape shit and the vote my mail shit. But they didn't stand up against him for the FTC commissioner, which is really bad. That means that there's about to be unchecked monopoly power. But let's see what's up.
Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Paula Reed is right outside the Supreme Court. So, Paula, walk us through the significance of these decisions today.
Pamela, these are such incredibly significant decisions. In many ways, these will be some of the defining opinions of the Roberts Court, because they get to this question that has been hanging over the second Trump term, which is, are there any limits to his ability to fire federal officials? And here they give us some.
So it seems that if there's Jeff Bezos about to go crazy. Yeah, no, 100%. All of those oligarchs, including tech and just in general, are about to go buck wild. And that's what the FTC, that's what their main job is, for real.
Insight. While President Trump and his lawyers believe in something called the unitary executive theory, and that the executives should be able to fire anyone they want.
It's wild because their main job is to prevent anti-competitive and monopolies and deception from businesses. So that's about to run completely wild. It took Lena Khan, who was Biden's FTC person, essentially her whole term to even put a lot of these court cases into trial. So now that they're this ruling came out, it's probably pretty bad. They're going to put some fossil fuel magnate or some shit as the FTC commissioner and just make everything no regulations whatsoever.
Any way they want. Here the justices put a few limits on that. In the one case, they ruled, and it's a really interesting group that was in this majority.
At least the Dow was up though, right?
Opinion. It's Chief Justice John Roberts, Justice Kavanaugh, and the 3 liberals all ruled that he cannot fire an official in the Federal Reserve without going through a process, giving that individual an opportunity to respond.
I guess because the Federal Reserve, that they checked his power on the Federal Reserve. Yeah, hella more data centers on point for real. It's why they checked his power in the Federal Reserve, but they didn't check his power. They checked his power on the shit that's part of the actual the prime part of capitalism within the government. But they didn't check his power on having actual competition in the marketplace. So it's I don't understand.
Are some limits on his power when it comes to firing officials at that agency. Now that is one that is.
But the Fed, it's hella hard to fire people. Honestly, I don't even understand how he was able to fire Jerome Powell. which was like the Fed chair previously.
Of course, always been recognized as being independent of the White House. But in a separate case, when it comes to an employee at the Federal Trade Commission, that he does have the power to fire that individual because that is within the executive branch.
And
again, this is a significant decision because it's sort of drawing out the contours of the extent of his power to try to reshape the federal government through these mass firings. Now, President Trump wasn't clear how he was going to react to these decisions, and it's been a pretty mixed day for him overall at the court, but he described this as, quote, a big win.
I want to bring in our chief Supreme Court analyst.
That's the only win that he got in the court because, like, let's get into the rape trial real fast.
Good morning and welcome back. It is 10 a.m. on the East Coast.
I mean, they didn't even mention this because everything else just mattered about like capitalism and money and shit. But this is a pretty big deal that the Supreme Court denies a review on Trump's E Jean Carroll appeal. And this is the woman that he essentially was held civilly liable for raping.
So 7 a.m. out west. I'm Stephanie Rule. You are watching the second hour of Money, Power, Politics. And it is time now for the group chat. Right now, the Supreme Court is about to announce more major decisions. The court has 8 cases left to decide, all of them expected this week. The ones we are closely following range on issues from birthright citizenship, who the president can fire.
So birthright citizenship is another decision remaining. Yo, this is about to be a crazy week. This honestly might be one of the defining weeks in like U.S. law because we're going to be able to see whether birthright citizenship is going to be held legal. And like, it's just like, this is really about to be the whole 14th Amendment right here on whether or not this is legal. Executive authority to fire Fed member, he lost. Executive authority to fire agency heads. I don't know if that came out. The campaign finance, the mail ballot grace periods, he lost that also. So really the transgender athlete cases and the birthright citizenship might be fucking like, it's kind of interesting to see what's going to happen with this.
Campaign finance and mail-in voting. They could have consequential impacts on millions of people.
It's basically, this shit's going to have impacts on every single person on this fucking in this country.
Powers and the future of our democracy. MS Now's Fallon Gallagher is standing by outside the court to give us the details on the major rulings as they come down. In the last half hour, we did learn that the Supreme Court refused to overturn.
Yeah, they refused to overturn this ruling, bro. So that means, he's civilly liable.
The first E Jean Carroll verdict. I want to enter the group chat here with us. Lisa Rubin, MS Now senior legal reporter. She'll be reading the rulings as they come in. Charles Coleman Jr., former New York prosecutor and civil rights attorney. And Harry Littman joins us, former U.S. attorney and former...
Yo, this dude is mad happy to be on this
Deputy
show.
Assistant Attorney General. Lisa, while we wait for these rulings, I want to first ask you about the decision about E Jean Carroll. Is she any closer to receiving a single cent from...
Damn, so he's just doing this not only because he's a motherfucking rapist, but also because he's doesn't want to pay because he lost the case. So he's investigating her and trying to overturn it just so he doesn't have to pay her.
Trump.
That's wild. Yo, speaking of which, you know what else is wild? Not fucking subscribing and being on the motherfucking YouTube or Twitch. Make sure you sub up if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, make sure you follow. If you got the means, make sure you donate so niggas don't have to take no Palantir money to survive. Let's go.
That multi-million-dollar judgment against him.
So, Steph, there were 2 judgments against Donald Trump. The bigger of the 2, the $83.3 million verdict, isn't the one that the Supreme Court fully and finally resolved today. The one that we heard...
Damn, she owes him $82 million, or he owes her $82 million is crazy.
Heard about today is one...
We know you got the bread, man. We're going to talk about it later because he just got in trouble for some shady under-the-table deal with Kazakhstan. So we know you got the money, man.
Where E Jean Carroll got, I believe, about $5 million. And that is over fully and finally. You might remember that at one point, Donald Trump had to put up a bond to ensure that when these cases were over, if E Jean Carroll emerged victorious, she would get paid. So the long and short of your question...
Yo, he needs to get new lawyers. That's wild. You're the president of the United States and you be losing these... I mean, obviously there was a lot of evidence, but it's like, he's a super freak, but you think he would be able to have a good lawyer. It's crazy.
Watch this video and let's talk about...
What? Called on black man waiting for bank to open? What the fuck?
Watch this video and let's talk about it.
They're cold and concerned that you're just sitting here and not really doing anything.
I'm sorry, I gotta get this over. The bank called and said that they concerned that I'm sitting here waiting for them to open up.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. Tampa is out of control, man.
Oh, this is in Tampa? That makes sense.
But it's another guy sitting.
Are you doing business here?
Hell yes, I'm doing. This is my bank.
Okay, are you gonna go inside?
Yeah, as soon as they're open, they open up at 9 o'clock.
Dude, this is crazy as fuck. The cop kind of looked like obese Don Lemon.
And alcohol and whatever.
They said he had alcohol too.
I don't know if they saw your Red Bull as your alcohol. I don't know. So you gotta understand it's a bank and people hanging out in the bank parking lot makes me a little nervous.
Makes him nervous.
How did they see through his tents that he had a Red Bull?
Just out here waiting for the bank to open at 9 o'clock.
Well, you gotta understand people rob people coming in and out of the bank.
Yo, this is OD crazy. And the cops just trying to justify this shit, saying people be robbing banks like it's the 1930s, you know?
That's an issue, right? Curious, what do you do for a living? What you got so expensive?
I'm an Airbnb in there.
Yeah, for real. Yo, he asked him, what do you do for a living?
An Airbnb in there?
Yes, that's right. Why would I look like I'm doing something wrong?
Because you're the only one sitting in the parking lot.
There's a guy right there sitting in front.
Yo, there's someone else in there.
Dr. Michael H. Ford, and let's talk about what you just saw. Now, I'm sure a lot of us have done this before. We pull up to our bank sitting.
Dude, they be hella fucking racist, and then they be trying to they try to make you justify it. Like, yo, we're not actually racist. Like, you could totally understand where we're coming from, right?
Your car and wait for it to open. But in Tampa, Florida, a black man did exactly that. Sat outside a Chase Bank waiting for it to open at 9 a.m. Bank employees called police, reported him as suspicious. And here's the...
He is. It's like, how I thought we were innocent before proven guilty. He's not even been charged with the crime. He saw that it was total bullshit and that it's the morning time. Who the fuck is drinking like what are those things called? A Cutwater in the morning in a bank parking lot.
Another customer.
And who the fuck is trying to rob a bank drinking a Cutwater or some shit like that?
Waiting too. And as you can guess, police only called on one of them. This is not new.
There was someone else in the car. There was another person in the parking lot, and they went up to this dude.
Has a paper trail. 1992, Harvard-educated attorney Robert Wilkins drives home from his grandfather's funeral. Maryland State Police pulled him over, bring in a drug-sniffing dog, and make his family stand in the rain.
Yeah, this makes sense. This same type of shit happened to me in New Jersey. They pulled me over when it was this was in like 2014 before they legalized weed. I didn't have any weed in the car. They pulled me over when it was like 5 degrees. And then they searched my car and then they left me stranded because my car basically was so cold my battery died. And then I needed help and they drove off. It's so fucking racist.
While they searched the car, no drugs found. Wilkins sued.
This reminds me too of the when the Black Panther director was arrested, Ryan Coogler, he was arrested for withdrawing money out of the bank. He wasn't even waiting. All he did was withdraw money and they arrested his ass.
Hey, sir. Do me a favor, Ryan. Come this way.
Body cam footage.
Yo, bro pulled out a gun too? This is crazy.
Ryan Coogler's arrest shows an officer.
This is Ryan Coogler, the Black Panther director. Black women and men deserve respect too. I know. Yo, this is even worse because this is black cops.
They're immediately pulling out his firearm.
Dude, immediately pulling out a gun on someone when you don't even have evidence is here? Oh, yeah. Dude, fucking New Jersey cops, when I used to live there, were so ass. Like, specifically the highway patrol or whatever they are, or just in general, the cops in the suburbs where there's nothing going on, they're like extremely militant because they're bored. Dude, why did he pull out his gun like that?
Is there any reason y'all doing this, bro? Give me 1 second. Hold on. What's going on, my man?
Dude, it's crazy knowing Ryan Coogler and like seeing the dude that made Sinners. Yo, it's crazy. The dude that made Sinners got fucking arrested like this and was like, what are you doing, bro?
You said what? Yeah, this your phone?
Dude, how are you gonna arrest someone without any probable cause? This is usual type of shit.
Coogler, who's directed Black Panther, Creed, Fruitvale Station, Judas and the Black.
Yeah, and he made Fruitvale Station, man, which is like literally like on this type of shit.
Messiah, along with countless
You
others.
know those cops with the 90 degrees haircut? Yes, bro. They be having the they be having this. Yo, they be having this. They be having this shit right here. They be having this shit. The New Jersey, they be having this flat top. Yo, this one meme that I'm looking for. This guy, when he get pulled over for speeding. You get pulled over for speeding, but Trooper Chad Thundercock with no body cam starts talking about step out the vehicle, sir. Yo, this is the New Jersey. This isn't a New Jersey cop, but this is how they be looking like on everything. I'm not even joking. The respect my authority fucking haircut. Yo, when they have that hat too. When they have the state trooper hat, because I know the New Jersey ones be having that hat. That's how you know you're cooked. They're about to fucking turn off the body cam and beat your ass.
Others was placed in cuffs over the dumbest of reasons.
You come on my right side, I got a badge on hanging off my hip, my work badge. And it'll tell you everything about me. And if you just run my name, you'll understand why you should take me off these cuffs.
TMZ, rightfully so, blurred the work badge. Kugler respectfully tells them why they have made a mistake.
Yeah, so it's a lot of crazy shit basically going on. Let's get back to this.
The U.S. Supreme Court handed down
fucking rape case. What? Is there another fucking ruling?
We have a great
one of the judges was
panel with us today to break all of this down. MS Now legal affairs reporter Fallon Gallagher is outside the court right now. MS Now senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin is here at the table with me.
Never mind. I thought that they were gonna spit some knowledge. Let's keep watching this E Jean Carroll.
Good morning and welcome back. And the future of our democracy. MS Now's Fallon Gallagher is verdict on prosecutor and civil rights attorney.
So yeah, this is the verdict. He lost and is civilly liable. Is it civilly liable? Civilly liable. I keep civilly liable. Civil liably. Bro, he's just a rapist, okay?
And Harry Littman joins us, former U.S. attorney and former deputy assistant attorney general. Lisa, while we wait for these rulings, I want to first ask you about the decision about E Jean Carroll. Is she any closer?
For real, bro need to chill with all that.
To receiving a single cent from Trump.
And it's crazy too because it actually came out. There's hella rumors coming out that there's this blonde lady that is in the White House right now that Trump is apparently cracking. And it's so bad that it's a national security threat because she's obsessed with him.
$50 million judgment against him.
So, Steph, there were two judgments.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He lost one. They issued a good ruling in that the Fed, anyone related to the Federal Reserve, he can't just fire. But yeah, the FTC ruling is really bad for common people. The Fed ruling is better for like money power. You know, the George Soroses, the Koch brothers, the Epstein class. The Fed chair shit is good, but like for the average person, the FTC ruling is really bad with the FTC commissioner because he could literally put in whoever and they could straight up just allow any type of monopoly or lack of competition within the our economic system.
Against Donald Trump. The bigger of the two, the $83.3 million verdict, isn't the one that the Supreme Court fully and finally resolved today. The one that we heard about today is one where E Jean Carroll got, I believe, about $5 million. And that is over.
He was trying to get that money back.
Fully and finally. You might remember that at one point, Donald Trump had to put up a bond to ensure that when these cases were over,
That's how you know Donald Trump has bad credit, because it's like he had to put up a bond because they were afraid that he wasn't going to pay her.
Jean Carroll emerged victorious, she would get paid. So the long and short of your question is, yes, E Jean Carroll is closer to getting paid, but not that gargantuan sum of money that some of our viewers are hoping she ultimately will see.
I mean, like, we definitely deserve a bag. You know, there's a rumor from the prostitutes we all know Trump's hires are created. Yeah, I believe it.
Got a ruling on mail-in ballots. Lisa, you're going to dig through it right now. We don't know any of the details around it, whether it's the mail-in ballot or E Jean Carroll or all these things that we face right now. What do you think is the most consequential? What do people need to pay attention to?
For me, Steph, it's a combination between the mail-in ballots and then the birthright citizenship. I think that both the birthright citizenship and the mail-in ballots fundamentally talk.
Yo, this Natalie Harp situation is getting crazy because New York Magazine is even posting this shit. And we're going to get into this after, but that's like his aide that he's apparently cracking on the side that the Secret Service is trying to pull away from him. Trump got a long history of not exactly. That's why they were like, we need to make sure that he has a bond so he can't just run off.
About what it is to be American and what it is to be able to participate in American processes. The mail-in voting case is a case that really does hinge on the notion of federalizing our election system.
Yeah, so the mail-in ballots case is probably the scariest case out of all these that the Supreme Court rejected, because this case would have essentially allowed the federal government to decide when exactly the due date for mail-in ballots is.
And or giving states the right to continue to do what it is that they do. And so
he would have controlled the election.
It's enshrined. It's not supposed to be something...
Even though it's supposedly supposed to be states' rights,
the federal government has a huge amount of intervention into. And so in this moment in particular, having Donald Trump and that administration being able not only to control the process of elections, speaks to the notion of being able to control the outcome of elections as well. And so that's very important in terms of how we process what it is to have free and fair elections in America. With respect to birthright...
Yeah, this would have been crazy. Let's just break down each one. The birthright citizen... This shit would... I wonder if this ruling is coming out today.
To another big story we're tracking for you at the Supreme Court. You're looking at Jan Crawford standing by for what is likely a busy day and perhaps a busy week.
It might come out. If it comes out today, this might be
ahead.
Crazy.
Jan, good morning to you.
I don't know which is bigger, the birthright citizenship. Well, they just didn't allow the mail-in voting changes to happen. So maybe, just maybe, they won't rule against birthright citizenship.
So what specifically are you watching out for right now?
Well, Errol, all right, we've got 8 cases to go, including 4 big ones, but I think the biggest is birthright citizenship, whether President Trump can redefine this long-held belief of what it means to be a citizen of this country. If you're born here, you're a U.S. citizen, but
essentially, they're trying to challenge whether or not if you're born here, you're a U.S. citizenship. And it's scary because it's like, if this is precedent for anything, it's precedent that they try to make this country just all white and kick out anyone that wasn't specifically born here, and then use a means to challenge this even more and probably make black people not citizens, and like people that were previously born here or people with parents that were born here. It's just a slippery slope.
Trump signed an executive order on the first day of his second term saying the children of people who are undocumented.
Yeah, there's really no such thing. Pretty soon they're probably going to start getting almost white people out, like Italians and shit like that. They're gonna try to say they're not citizens.
Here temporarily.
Yo, look at him. His arm is totally... I remember watching yesterday and they were saying that his left arm doesn't work and he's on some experimental medication. This is from January and it definitely looks like his arm is not working. The children of people who are undocumented or here temporarily don't get automatic birthright citizenship, as many argue that the Constitution is guaranteed since after the Civil War. Then there's 2 other cases that present another test of presidential power. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna start saying the Irish need to get deported back. And it's like, how far back does it go? Like, is it your grandparents? Like, if they were...
Whether a president can remove members of independent federal agencies like the Federal Trade Commission or fire a member of the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors for cause, but without any kind of hearing or process.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's not looking too good. I mean, like, so far there hasn't been bad rulings.
Yes, E Jean Carroll is closer to getting...
But I want to switch gears to something else. Something more fun. I wouldn't say fun. Y'all tap in, man. This is some crazy shit. This is a Bible study / like youth pastor in Kentucky who staged a fake execution at a kid's gathering. for the Bible. We don't really know why, and they executed a black guy in front of all these kids. Bro, what kind of church is this? Almost everyone is all white, and they straight up about to execute some random black dude. They got the Boogaloo Boys and shit in the cut, like on the ceiling, looking like Seam Till 6.
Take him out, blow him up. Take him out, blow him up.
Dude, what kind of fucking church is this, man? Yo, they straight up executed some random black dude and everyone's cheering. Why are they dressed like the military too? What the fuck? Dude, it's a lot to unpack here. I'm not even gonna lie. How is this church? And they're dragging the dude off the stage and shit? Yo, they straight up got like Star Trek music playing in the background. It's a whole racist production, you know. The production value is like, I remember back when I used to go to Sunday school, my production value was never this fucking high. They got like actors and shit and like fake prop guns, possibly real guns too. Teach brother young. What is the lesson? They don't even explain what the lesson is here either. He didn't say, like, usually they say some type of shit while it's happening to explain, but they just they executed someone in a state-sanctioned execution in front of kids and didn't give any explanation whatsoever. What? Everyone's so happy too. Dude. Yeah, the one drop rule, that's what I'm saying. We cooked. They're trying to say too in that in the Supreme Court shit, they're trying to say that like they're doing this for the children of slaves, even though we're the next people they're gonna be coming after. Yeah, there is some black kids, so I guess they're seeing this is what's gonna happen to them next.
Gotta love this.
Yo, why he sound like a grizzly? Gotta love this.
I've been thinking about this all day.
Yo, he said, I've been thinking about this all day. Yo, he really staged this production and was like so happy about this.
1, 2, 3, 4. What's after 4? 5, 6. What's after 6?
What are they saying, that if you execute someone, they'll come back as an angel? They don't even show what the fuck is going on, man. So yeah, speaking of national security issues, so we got to talk about Natalie Harp. This is like the person, his aide, that he's apparently cracking. So yeah, we do 100% in everything. Natalie Harp, 34, is the personal assistant to 80-year-old Donald Trump and is reportedly accompanies him virtually everywhere around the clock. She is said to manage his True Social account, print out flattering articles from conservative websites, and carry them in a Lululemon tote bag. According to 2 independent books, one by Michael Wolff and another by New York Times journalists Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan, Harp allegedly left admiring notes in Trump's private quarters, including messages such as, "You are all that matters to me." Trump reportedly said that she would never leave him. Dude, this is like gross. Yeah, she low-key does look exactly like his daughter. Melania Trump has also said to have found Harp late one night in the president's private residence. Dude, I don't know why she would even be surprised. Bro already raped someone when they were together and found liable for this civilly. According to these accounts, the Secret Service at one point viewed Harp as a potential security concern because of her unusually strong personal attachment. Whether the two have had a romantic relationship has never been officially confirmed, and the White House has not responded to media inquiries on the matter. Harp's brother, who lives in Nicaragua and says he has not been in contact with his sister since 2020, described her relationship with the president as very unhealthy. Yeah, he only has unhealthy people around him, man. Okay. This is a crazy story too that I wanted to jump to right now after these fucking ads. Yo. I think her brother came out. Honestly, I kind of want to look. I want to see if I can find a video on her brother real fast. Because I remember her brother came out and said that Trump was cracking her.
Maggie was talking about Natalie Harp earlier on, and I think she's an interesting figure to describe because she really evokes the atmosphere in there right now. Right. And we obtained in the reporting for this book, I mean, we published it in the New York Times quite some time ago, but we obtained...
Yeah, so this has been happening for mad long, but people are just kind of understanding what's going on and him cracking her like on the regular and shit, or vice versa. He might be getting pegged for all we know.
Letters that she had written for the president and left in some of his private spaces, and they were very unusual letters.
Were they unusual?
Very personal letters, and they said things like, "You are all that matters to me." And they were left in some of his private spaces, and during the campaign...
They were left inside of his private spaces, okay?
And the Secret Service was actually quite alarmed by some of these,
Worse than that. I mean, he had an Epstein thing going on, so we never know what he might be into. Apparently, he was into like killing kids and shit and then throwing them overboard in Lake Michigan. I'm not even lying. That was like one of the things that came out in the Epstein files.
These letters.
Speaking of Epstein files, we're going to get into that because there was also a ruling, not by the Supreme Court, but they have to basically release more Epstein files.
But she is someone that feeds him good news, that is a channel of...
yeah. I forgot. I remember... He's for sure. He might even be Satan. But I think there was something actually about nipples coming
information
out.
To him. If people want to get something to him that's going to be unvetted, that won't go...
Dude, there's a lot more Epstein files. I think there's like 1 million plus more files.
Through the chief of staff, they go through her. Maggie was talking about Natalie Harp.
Yeah, so I want to see if this shit that I saw about her brother... Yeah, there's a staffer that's straight up. Oh, what? Dude, what was this image? They got him looking crazy.
U.S. President Donald Trump's closest White House aide has...
I need to use that picture as the cover art, man. Yo, she carries a printer in a duffel bag? Let's see what's up.
I'm Natalie Harp, a formerly forgotten American from...
Oh, yeah, she definitely crazy. You know she definitely crazy.
U.S. President Donald Trump's closest White House...
What the fuck?
This is...
Wait, I don't know why this shit just tweaked out on me. She carries a printer
from California. They didn't give me the right to
bag?
try experimental treatments, Mr. President. You did. And without you, I'd have died waiting for them to be approved.
So as she said, that was Natalie.
Okay. Yeah, there's a new where is it? Yeah, let's see what's up with these
Federal
Epstein
judge
files. Dude, I fucking hate Jake Tapper. It's crazy because when I was in Congress, I used to watch Jake Tapper every single day because we had to watch CNN 24/7. And he has moved so much. He was never really leftist or anywhere leaning left, but he's moved so much to the right that it's kind of crazy.
yesterday ordered the Justice Department to unredact additional pages of the Epstein files, concluding that, quote, the Attorney General has violated the Epstein Act by redacting the names of senders and recipients.
She gave him that Hawk Tua no rug pull shit coin. Yo, who remembers that Hawk Tua girl and the fact that she did like a shit coin and then she just basically scammed everyone and then dropped off to the face of the world? She dropped off the face of the earth. The crazy thing is about this, though, like the attorney general violated this order right after and still has not released the damn files and said that he wasn't going to.
A federal judge yesterday ordered the Justice Department to unredact additional pages of the Epstein files, concluding that, quote, the Attorney General has violated the Epstein Act by redacting the names of senders and recipients in at least 8 email exchanges with Mr. Epstein regarding a
Dude, they redacted the names of the senders and recipients, and they kept the names of the victims.
torture video and sexual activity with young women, including minors. Joining our conversation right now is former federal prosecutor Brendan Ballou, who represents Katie Fang. Katie Fang is the independent journalist who filed the suit, and good for her for doing so. So, Brendan, the Justice Department now has until July 2nd to either turn over these documents or explain why the redactions should not be unredacted. Are you expecting to see the files, or are you gearing up for a bigger battle?
Well, Stanley.
Yeah, so basically one of the victims came out and tried to do this, and they ordered that they need to unredact additional Epstein files. None of the people within the Trump troglodyte circle thinks that this is a little suspicious. Like, they're literally breaking the law, refusing to release these files.
Woodward, the number 3 Justice Department official, just entered a notice of appearance in our case. So we expect that they are really freaked out right now because it's more than just the redactions. You know, there are the specific emails where you're talking about, as you said, torture videos, potentially sex with minor women.
Torture videos that are about to come out?
Where the names of the senders and recipients have been redacted. But there's also the fact that there are documents related to Donald Trump that were never produced in the first place. There are issues with the fact that
Jake Lynn gotta get mad. He did. I know. I posted that shit, bro. Like, I didn't even show the whole thing because there was parts where they literally beat his ass. Like, they literally slapped the shit out of him.
This is a case, an investigation that spanned multiple countries internationally. The Department
so they said that there's torture videos that are gonna come out and shit like that.
Justice categorically did not review documents that weren't in the English language. They just said that they didn't do it. And then on top of that, the redactions that they did make, they didn't explain, which they were required to do by law. So
do they even need to explain? I hate the fact that they sit here and pretend like they don't know what's happening.
So, you know, Judge Sullivan issued a preliminary injunction granting everything that we and Katie Fang requested and rejecting every single argument that the Department of Justice made here.
Why does Katie Fang want to see the unredacted versions of these particular files? Not faulting her at all. Sure. Good for her. Great journalism. Good for her for subpoenaing it. But there's like 3 million files.
Yeah, the video of him, is this the shit of him getting his ass beat? Oh. New polling in Minnesota Senate shows Peggy Flanagan has withstood $10 million in crypto and AIPAC funded. Yo, this is crazy. She lost no vote share, 44 to 43, while Craig is stuck in the 30s. That's a W. People aren't going for that shit. They say when the first search Trump's name in the Epstein nipple torture, oh my God, I believe it.
Files still missing. Also, like there's so many things. What is it about these files?
These are, you know, as you said, there are millions of documents at issue here. When you're going for a preliminary injunction, it's really important to focus on the things where it is just obvious. It's indisputable that the government is violating the law here. And the important thing is, in their defense, the government didn't.
Dude. A closed-door Mythos demo reportedly left House members terrified after showing it could drain bank accounts and plan kidnappings. Claude Mythos reportedly trained on crazy ex-girlfriend during demonstration. It cashed after itself $200 and used Google Maps to get directions to your house. Yo, they need to ban that shit. They need to ban the fuck out of that shit. What the hell? Nah, fuck that.
Even try to argue.
Fuck that, bro. We about to be having people getting extorted by AI this year.
That it was following the law. They just argued on standing here. And so, you know, these are cases where it's so clear that there is potential wrongdoing here, that these are not the names of victims or minors.
It's very clear. That's multiple. Wait, it's multiple? I don't know why. Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. New Linux cow, privilege escalation exploit published. Security researcher Melisma Aldani has researched a public proof of concept exploit packet edit meme for the Linux kernel vulnerability. The flaw resides in Linux traffic control system and allows an unprivileged local user to escalate privilege to root by corrupted shared page cache memory. Attackers can modify cache privilege binaries in memory without directly altering files on disk. What is this? Oh, nah. I'm not really sure what this all means, but that shit looks crazy as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Google asks for your camera to verify you're human, makes you do hand gestures, and you can beat it with a stock photo. As expected. Oh, yeah. Dude, with AI, I feel like this shit's about to be cooked as fuck, too. Like, I feel like people are going to start just using AI stock images and just using, like, fake-ass photos. Imagine, too, if this fool's like the face scanner on an iPhone or something like that. The fact that this bootleg ass shit works is crazy. And they use OBS too. You can lower your hand now. Yo. Let's see what this shit. Goodbye Claude Code subscription fees. Someone just built a proxy that runs Claude Code completely free, and it's wild. You literally plug in a free NVIDIA API key and point Claude Code at localhost. That's it. They should have thought about this shit before. Converts Anthropic API to NVIDIA NIM format. Yo. Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense because it's like, hell yeah. I mean, you might as well take advantage, especially if that shit is like super expensive. Yo, that's real as fuck. Nah, that shit is gonna be like hella. I wonder if they're ever gonna like patch that shit or find out a way to patch that, because like that seems like it. They're definitely gonna make like zero fucking money in general. I mean, they make hella money off government contracts and shit like that. So, but on a consumer level, that seems like a major way that they probably get like most of their funding.
These are the names of potential co-conspirators, potential perpetrators that need to get
right. But as you note, in their previous release of about half of the documents that they are under law supposed to have released by a long time ago, they redacted the names of possible perpetrators.
I thought you were saying for a second you were in the news. I was like, damn.
And did not
like in a news fucking like CNN thing.
Redact the names of.
But then I guess you mean you're on the news
of victims and survivors.
That's wild.
Again, contrary to the law. Are you worried at all about that?
Dude, people are gonna be doing this shit with motherfucking Claude Code for free. Like, bro. People are going to be straight up, here's the free, yo, that's all the free shit? Holy shit. Yo, I'm low-key going to save this shit because I never know when I'll fucking need this.
Happening with these files?
Only if the Department of Justice is actively malicious and tries to punish victims here by releasing names. You know, it is obvious here that the names that are at issue are the names of perpetrators or people in Jeffrey Epstein's orbits, not victims. And if in the incredibly
Yeah, so the judge is ordering them to unredact additional Epstein documents that I guess we'll figure out what's up with that nipple torture shit.
unusual case that they are victims, Judge Sullivan has given them a chance to say as much and explain why they can't produce that. So they have the chance to do
But
that.
I want to switch gears. So James, speaking of like AI shit, James Fishback, I guess Byron Donalds in Florida, he sent motherfucking James Fishback a bunch of robots to pull up to his campaign.
You're the lone Byron supporter here. Why won't your candidate debate, buddy? Why won't he debate? Why is he too afraid to debate? Why is he soft on crime? Does he want to build data centers everywhere? Is that why you like him so much? That's why you like him, isn't it? He wants to build AI data
These damn fucking clankers, man.
centers all over the state and replace us all with robots like you. And he won't get on stage. He won't do.
Dude, this shit is crazy. I'm trying to see this other clip.
Incredible.
Is unironically showing a pre-recorded message to Charlie Kirk endorsing him posthumously. This is totally. I don't know why this is scary. This is exactly what the
Give
Republicans
him my
should do.
enthusiastic and wholehearted endorsement. He and Erica are incredible. They are passionate
That would be crazy. This is
for
AI.
school choice and for upward mobility, for low taxes and keeping Florida a strong state where woke has no place in the state of Florida. I am honored to do everything I possibly can to help Byron. We're going to be visiting college.
Holy fuck. What the hell? Newborn found dead inside Michigan Music Festival porta potty. Say police asked for help. Gang, what the fuck? Yo, what part of Michigan was this shit?
And we start tonight up in Rothbury as Michigan State.
Rothbury? I've never heard of fucking Rothbury before. So you know it's like a bumblefuck part.
Police investigated a newborn found dead in a porta potty at Electric Forest earlier this morning.
Oh, no.
Troopers say the baby's body was
Forest? Yo.
found by an employee doing routine maintenance on the porta potties in the festival's camping area. They believe the baby is 4 weeks old or younger. 13 on Your Side has reached out to the company that operates Electric Forest, AEG Worldwide, but we have not heard back. Stick with us.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, that sounds like some shit that would happen at Electric Forest. I'm not even going to lie.
Campus to help out Byron. Whatever I
Bro
possibly
seems AI as fuck. I actually think I might one up you on a story that's a news clip that's crazy as fuck. This story is low-key crazier. Or no, it's pretty crazy. I don't know. They're both pretty crazy, but this one kind of like stuck out to me because it's like some Nazi shit.
And first tonight, an investigation underway at Eastbrook Middle School in Paramus. An image of Adolf Hitler as an infant appeared in the school's yearbook.
Yeah, so someone put a picture of Adolf Hitler as a baby in the school yearbook.
Officials say the yearbooks were immediately collected. Law enforcement now investigating. The district is calling the image's inclusion unacceptable, and they say every student will receive a corrected yearbook.
And they didn't even show the picture? Yeah, so Eastbrook Middle School collected student yearbooks after discovering that a baby picture section included an infant photograph of Adolf Hitler, according to a letter sent to families by the school's principal. Identified after students received their yearbooks, school officials immediately collected the books to prevent the image from remaining in circulation. Let's see what's up with this shit. The FTC could ban burner phones. How the fuck would that exactly work? So they're going to ban prepaid phones? Because, like, isn't any phone that you just buy prepaid with a chip inside of that shit just a burner phone? So what? You can't buy, like, a phone from Walmart for $30 anymore? We require every mobile customer, to provide a government ID. Experts warn the move could effectively end anonymous phone service. Yo, you're gonna have to go back to using the fucking payphone. Framing is a way to stop robocalls and scammers. Anyone with a phone can tell you the problem is real. U.S. consumers receive an average of 10 unwanted calls. I mean, like, it's also just a cheap-ass phone and you don't want to be on the grid. Yeah, you can get it prepaid with ID, so you'd have to get it in someone else's name. So you can't just, like, commit scams and shit or just do anything without a phone. But it's like, imagine you just don't want to be tracked. Can telecoms be trusted with your data? Digital privacy advocates argue that telecoms haven't proven themselves. Didn't AT&T? Yeah, AT&T had a crazy ass data leak and shit. Dude, James Fishback is always just in the cut. So he didn't choose a running mate. He chose a former police officer committed to protecting Florida families. And then Byron Donalds sent robots to dance at his little campaign event.
He's reaching. Will you join me in welcoming the next Lieutenant Governor of Florida, Officer Sean Lozano?
Dude, what is the Republican fucking shit, man? What is even going on with this shit? Report analyst visualizations and enrichment.
Fishback Lozano. How does that sound? What do you guys think about that? So here's my promise to you today. I will be the strongest lieutenant governor on crime, public safety, and fraud and waste the state of Florida has ever seen.
Yeah, so they have dancing robots and shit. Is this fucking Apple and Tesla shit? Like, has it been verified? India's Tata's Electronics hit by cyber breach claiming to expose Apple Tesla trade secrets. Fuck, man. Why are they fucking... I don't know why they're fucking gatekeeping this shit. Key supplier to tech giants like Apple and Tesla has confirmed that it suffered a cybersecurity incident. The admission came after a hacker group claimed to have stolen and published sensitive company data on the dark web. The alleged leak includes documents linked to Tesla and Apple, raising concerns about supply chain security at a time. But the company is maintaining that the breach of its operations has not affected manufacturing activities. God damn. Dude, these tech companies, you would think would be fucking like on point with this shit. They're a whole ass tech company and you're not even like on point with like cybersecurity. There's something else I want to talk about. It's oh yeah, Jake Lang. Jake Lang really pulled up to fucking he pulled up to the BET. Like honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. As a black person, like I can't even say that this shit, like they put Future, Travis, Wayne, Kendrick, Drake. Why is Drake wearing a LA Lakers jersey? I don't know if I'm supposed to be offended by this. Like I low-key kind of find it a little bit funny, but I wouldn't want any white people to get any fucking get any ideas off of this shit.
Boycott BAT Awards. Thug Culture Night, we say no. Protest with us at Peacock Theater, Sunday, June 28th, 4 p.m. PT.
Bro, I should have fucking known about this shit. Yo, you gotta chill out and send in all the links. I gotta get one at a time, but this shit I gotta cover right now.
Boycott BAT.
And in this case, it's this motherfucking
Awards.
Shit.
Thug Culture Night, we say no. Protest with us at Peacock Theater, Sunday, June 28th, 4 p.m. PT. Boycott BAT Awards. Thug Culture.
Yo, this shit crazy as fuck. This nigga got fucking, I didn't mean to timeout, bro, for mad long, but fuck it. Yo, this nigga Jake Lang pulled up to LA and got chased out by an angry mob.
We're here on the ground at the BET Awards. Jake Lang is here. He's made an appearance with a truck. Owen Richard, journalist.
Bro had that AI fucking monkey dancing shit on
the ground here in Los Angeles.
He intentionally pulled up just to get beat up and like just to get in trouble. Put the blacks back in church. Get them out of the trap house. You guys are disgusting culture. Celebrating home invasion. Dude, that monkey shit was crazy. Yeah, for sure. He's a misogyny. The BET Awards is celebrating degeneracy. It looks like a bunch of prostitutes are dressed up in there. Bro, he's yelling at these people saying that they look like a bunch of prostitutes and shit.
See, guys, it's fascinating.
Fix your culture. You are poisoning your own youth. How is he telling people to fix their culture when he's inbred? He has an ankle monitor on. You see this? He's literally he got an ankle monitor, gang. I'm not even capping. Wait, I gotta move this up so you can see it. Bro got a motherfucking ankle monitor on talking about fix your culture. Talking about y'all bunch of thugs and shit. And is this even the Peacock Theater? This just looks like a hotel in downtown. Because black parents are failures. You have failed your sons and daughters. You have been fatherless. Dude, if this dude's calling me a failure, like I feel like I'm winning. As an all-time high. But obviously it didn't work out too well. Dude, whenever this dude is tapping in, it's always some coon shit. Like he's honking out. And by coon shit, I don't mean like the black people or the coons. I just can't find a white equivalent word. He's hicking out. I don't know why bro pulled up to fucking LA thinking that this shit was sweet, man. And he's lucky that this is the only thing that happened, because counter protesters out here will get wild. I kind of wish that I pulled up, bro. Like, I didn't see this because I don't fucking follow Jake on Twitter or anything like that, so I didn't see the AI monkey shit, but... Dude, you pulled up and literally straight up, like, instigated a fight, and then you're like, black people are acting violent. What does this guy's sign say? Murderers, pedophiles, rapists? When he's literally charged for being a pedophile. He pulled up Poetic Flacco? I wish I knew about this shit. Now I guess I gotta follow him. Yeah, he's chutting out. He's honking out. Yo, you got hit in the head with a street cone, gang. Dude, I swear, there's no point of pulling up to motherfucking like to protest at DTLA if you're doing anything that's fascist. Cause the DTA, I mean, I'd be pulling up to DTLA for protests too, and those protesters, like, you should see what happens against the cops. Not saying that they attack the cops, but like when there's shit that happens, people get aggressive. So I can only imagine if you pull up by yourself, like he's really lucky, honestly.
I'm sorry, sir.
How did he not get arrested for this shit? Sometimes I wonder if they do this for clout, but I really think that they do this for mental illness, because you're not going to just pull up and like protest some racist shit with the ankle monitor just for money. I don't know how much they're getting.
He's running! He's running!
He definitely is a government op, man, because it's like there's no way that someone could just get fucking how come the cops are never called in this motherfucker? All right, so we got an interesting story again. Ken Paxton to Texas senators with his mistress in public. Yeah, he's getting donations from a bunch of fucking like inbred people. Speaking of inbreds, we got motherfucking Ken Paxton who's running against James Tallarico with his mistress in public. That's not his wife. He noticed that they were filming and put his hand down. Yo, immoral ass motherfucker, man. Yo, these motherfuckers are so goddamn immoral.
Healthy those.
Yeah, so the Trump State Fair, we got barely anyone at this motherfucker.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
I think being healthy, though, is about having some choices, and it's a philosophy. And if, for those of you that remember when we were in grade school, we would take this presidential fitness test.
Dude, you have to be a real grade A USDA hog to straight up be at the National Mall on a Monday just to celebrate this bootleg ass Great American Hillbilly Fest.
Yes.
And it was tough because you had
this Gooner Fest.
President Trump just brought it back. Yeah.
I know, which makes me nervous because I had to do pull-ups and it wasn't great in front of all the other.
Man, what the fuck is Fox News to just be yapping?
A billionaire investor with ties to Jeffrey Epstein is being deposed.
Speaking of stealing, we got to talk about Kazakhstan. He has like a huge conflict of interest where Kazakhstan is basically letting him become a billionaire with $1 billion mining operation. They were talking about Hunter Biden, man. This shit don't even. Hunter Biden is crazy for this shit.
New today, the New York Times is reporting.
Not Hunter Biden. Trump is crazy for this, but this doesn't even compare to Hunter Biden's whole situation. They're literally getting $1 billion from Kazakhstan.
President Trump's sons stand to profit from a $1 billion mining deal struck between the U.S. and Kazakhstan. The Times examined federal filings that show either President Trump's sons or Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick's sons with financial ties to at least.
Dude, this is like really the Epstein class because it's Howard Lutnick's sons too, who is like Epstein's neighbor. So it's two Epstein affiliates are making billions of dollars with their kids.
14 companies working on government mining deals. A White House spokesperson responded to the report saying, quote, the only special interest guiding the Trump administration's decision-making is the best interest of the American people. Well, here's Senator Bernie Sanders speaking yesterday at a Democratic convention.
The American people are tired of a president who is a pathological liar, who is an authoritarian personality who wants more and more power.
That's wild. From government mining deals, and no one could do shit about this.
Power in his own hands. Corrupt kleptocrat who accepts a $400 million luxury plane from Qatar and then makes deals with countries in the Middle East and around the world which benefit his family's wealth.
Yeah, it doesn't benefit us whatsoever.
Joining me now is my friend Richard Stengel, MS Now political analyst, former Undersecretary of State, and former managing editor of Time magazine. You know, Rick, not that long ago, Republicans were up in arms.
I was literally about to make that joke too. Bernie's looking pretty old. You know what? We should put him in. We should put him in 2028.
Rage, they were vocal about Hunter Biden.
Everyone's looking old as hell. Even like the younger people are starting to
allegedly
look old.
profiting off his father's presidency. Though they provided little evidence, here there seems to be a direct line. How do you...
The Gooner twins.
...interpret all this?
Yes, Alex. I mean, what we're seeing is something we've never seen before, which is corruption at scale. In other administrations, and
I think we've probably seen this before.
We're talking about Richard Nixon earlier. He helped some of his friends, Bibi Rebozo and people like that, but it was kind of small-time stuff, a little bit of money here and there. This is a multi-billion-dollar insider trading, conflict of interest regime.
He is, but he's chilling though. This dude Trump is straight up like posted up. He said that he's going to make this bag. Everyone else going to fucking go down with the ship.
The government appropriated $1.6 billion for this company to help mine tungsten in Kazakhstan.
It's with our tax dollars too.
And that is the company that Trump's sons are affiliated with. The thing that's, again, so confounding, and this has been true of Trump 1 and 2, is that they don't hide their corruption. I mean, in some ways, in this world that we used to live in, where people would try to protect a conflict of interest and not let it revealed, they let it be seen for the world.
Yeah, they try to be having corruption off.
To explore. And it's violations of conflict of interest laws. It's violation of the emoluments clause. But Congress isn't doing anything about it.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. You mentioned the transparency. I'm always somewhat floored when you have a White House response and they comment on something about saying this is the most transparent administration in history. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it is the most transparent. Transparently, like stealing wealth, any amount of wealth from like the working class.
But in that regard, it's out in the open and yet nothing is being done about it. How is that possible?
Well, it does bother me when I hear them say it's the most transparent administration in history, which is patently false. And they say that.
But relative to this, no, I mean, they're putting it out there.
Oh, yes.
We see it.
Yeah, they're transparent. I mean, like, would y'all rather have them not tell you that they're stealing, or would you rather have them tell you that they're stealing everything?
I mean, part of it is, and I know this sounds awful, is that I think they sort of don't know better.
I think so. Barron's going to jail, man.
Someone like Mr. Lutnick, I would say, regards public service as a way of servicing his own fortune. I think that's partially why Donald Trump got into politics. He saw it as a way of increasing his net wealth, which it has, in abundance.
Yeah, but I think they already did. Didn't they already do pardons in the future to make sure that this type of shit doesn't affect
the fact
them?
that Donald Trump.
But I know that like a lot of other people, like his family, are probably going to be preemptively pardoned. But him, on the other hand,
calls a few reporters doesn't mean he has the.
Not him, but like other people within the Republican Party are probably like cooked.
Most transparent and open administration in history.
No.
And by the way, he mostly says lies when he's talking to those reporters. So, I mean, transparency and the fire hose of falsehood don't really go well together.
So then what's your assessment of the way Vice President Vance and Speaker Johnson, they are seemingly embracing corruption as part of their midterm election messaging? How unusual is it to hear Vance saying Watergate wasn't a big deal, and then Johnson
It was so funny, bro. This dude said Watergate isn't a big deal,
saying he will run protection against investigations into Trump donors, their friends and family.
You know, Alex.
Dude, JD Vance's Watergate fucking shit that he was saying was crazy. Let's see what he was saying real fast. He was basically saying that Watergate was no big deal compared to what they're doing right now.
You are committing fraud against the American people.
Wait, he just dropped this even though they literally are committing fraud against the American people?
There's a simple principle that I have, which is if you are committing fraud against the
is this an or edit?
people, you ought to go to prison.
Someone got paid to make this.
This motherfucker is locked.
Dude, I can't believe someone literally gets paid to make these edits. They need to throw me a bag. I would never work for these fascists, but if you're a politician, I can make a way motherfucking better edit than this shit.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot. There's a simple principle that I have, which is
people like this shit. This is some Neanderthal shit. Turns out there was voter fraud in Georgia by Elon Musk. But yeah, he basically said that Watergate is every week in this administration.
So we were talking about this a little bit backstage, but I'm actually fascinated by Nixon as a character in history. I think that his historical legacy is enjoying a bit of a renaissance, but I think deservedly so. As I joked with Robert backstage, if Watergate happened tomorrow, it would be like a 12-hour news story. Like the idea
they're literally blatantly robbing us, and they're laughing at us, yo.
Taking down a presidency is crazy.
He does wear eyeliner for real,
and
because it's like he looks like, I don't know. It's kind of like an interesting look. It kind of gives me like vampire vibes though. Like I don't know if I like it on him.
The story of how the deep state took down Richard Nixon.
But yeah, he be wearing mascara.
It's not all that different from what the same groups of people, the same institutions tried to do to Donald Trump in the first Trump administration.
Deepa for real. Yo, they're saying the deep state took down Nixon.
There is a parallel. I also just, at a personal level, young senator, vice president, writes some best-selling books, is hated by the media. It kind of sounds like J.D. Vance. So I'm a little...
Yo, J.D. Vance is the new Nixon, guys. I guess that's what he wants to say.
This year?
They're trying to get rid of Obamacare because they say people don't use it?
Historically, Obamacare had 9 million people on it. 9 million people. This year, over 23 million people apparently signed up. But of the people who signed up, 40% never used the insurance.
Dude, Obamacare is not motherfucking free. You have to pay for that shit.
Insurance. Let me ask you a question, John. You have health insurance. Do you use it once a year? Buy a prescription, you go visit a doctor, call somebody?
You know these old motherfuckers, bro's barely even able to talk. He uses that shit hella way more than once a year.
If I don't use it once a day, it's pretty infrequent. Well, in Obamacare right now, 40% of the people ostensibly signed up never used the insurance. So it raises, again, the reality that there are many people who are signed up who are getting paid for but don't believe they have the insurance, don't know they have insurance, didn't want the insurance.
Dude, this is not how that shit fucking works.
And these brokers are able to make a ton of money off the American taxpayer. So, of course, the Democrats are arguing aggressively that any people who leave Obamacare is only happening because of the enhanced premium subsidies that were put in place for a short period of time during COVID by the Democrats. That's not...
Yo, this is like, they're lying like a motherfucker. Colorado Democrats are increasingly worried about a progressive wave similar to New York's could reshape Tuesday's primaries, with establishment candidates facing unexpectedly competitive races. John Hickenlooper's in a dead heat with Julie Gonzalez. Politico says DeGette's campaign has been alarmed by internal polling showing the race tightening within the margin of error, prompting millions of dollars of outside spending to bolster the 30-year incumbent. Bro, there's a 30-year motherfucking incumbent? These people want you to pull power out of their cold, dead hands. It's not looking great. One Democratic strategist familiar with DeGette's polling told Politico, it's very tough when you're fighting against a wave. Let's go. Dude, Japan and Brazil are even right now in the World Cup. That's crazy. anything can happen in that shit.
Good morning. What's up, everybody? I'm Jacob Soboroff. It is Sunday, June 28th, and you are watching.
The DSA operation in a lot of these states is so fire. It makes me kind of jealous, man, because California's DSA is there, but it's like, I feel like people have just kind of, it feels more apathetic than a lot of these other states.
You know my happy place is an election day, and we are once again just days away from another important primary election here in America. Voters will head to the polls in Colorado to vote in primaries for the governorship and the House and the Senate and other state races. And after the progressive sweep in New York City on Tuesday, one House race just got really, really interesting. In New York, 3 candidates backed by Democratic Socialist Mayor Zoran Mamdani won their primaries, knocking out 2 incumbent Democrats in a powerful show of force against the establishment. And to centrist Democrats, these wins are not just any Democratic wins. They're a warning sign that the playbook that they have been running on might not be what their voters want anymore. Progressives are on a hot streak, and Donald Trump is already running with it. He is doing what he does best. He's putting his own spin on the messaging and slinging around
communists and shit
familiar
like that.
insults.
They're communists. They're not social democrats. They want to.
But it's happening in New York. It is happening in Michigan. I think we are seeing it happen across the country now. Folks are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Or take a look at what's going on.
None of that free voting shit where they just rely on people to vote without even knowing is happening right now.
Wisconsin, Francesca Hong, a candidate running on the Democratic Socialists of America campaign and playbook, is looking to win the governor's seat there. She is gaining traction in the polls and says it is time Wisconsin and Democrats tried something new.
Dude, it's so dope seeing this shit, man. But that's pretty much all I got for today. I gotta slide, but appreciate everyone tuning in. Make sure you follow. Make sure you sub up. Make sure you sub up if you haven't already on YouTube. If you can't sub on Twitch and shit, make sure you motherfucking follow on make sure you follow on YouTube and shit. But I appreciate y'all tuning in and shit. Yes, sir, Ski. I'm gonna be back live tomorrow.